What's up, guys? Brian back to talk about some Walking Dead, the comic, the show. How will the show end? Will the comics end? Will the comics keep going? How will everything be integrated? There's an article on comicbook.com that we have the link to. We'll put it in the description. Basically talked about this with Robert Kirkman, and Robert Kirkman actually talked about it a little bit. So it's pretty good to see his perspective. He still makes the comics to today. So for those who don't know, the comic's still going strong today. It came out before the show. It was the comic book, then the show, and they're on issue 154 of the comics that just came out. And so the show may pass it, may not. I really don't think it will, because they're already ahead of the show right now, and it really plays a factor in the script of the show. And I think the show will end and they'll still make the comic books going forward on that too. But it's a pretty interesting topic here. We'll see what Kirkman says and what you decide. So here's comicbook.com. Here's the link. It'll be in the description as well. Check it out for more of the article if you want to read it at your own pace, but we're just going to highlight a couple things here. There's more to the article if you want to see it. But basically, here's what Kirkman said. I can see how going from issue 75 to 100 in 8 episodes may cause some concern, but the show does double back in the comic from time to time, like the pressing the Billy and Ben plot in a new way. That was the Lizzie and Minka part. Plus, we're still 54 issues ahead, or really 54 and a half, since the cliffhanger interrupted the events of 100. So that's where issue 100 is where they're at in the comic book and the show. They're in issue 154 in the comics now, so there are 54 issues above that. Here's issue 100. That's where we were introduced to Negan, and that's where we're at on the show. We're introduced to Negan right now at that point, season 6 going into season 7. So I don't think it'll ever pass that. Negan was just introduced. They're going to start right back at that at season 7, episode 1. They're going to pick up right where they left off. Someone's going to die. The comic's the comic. The show's the show. They got similarities and differences, but we'll see who dies going forward, what they keep. But Kirkman also said, yeah, look at it this way. It took us 6 seasons to get to issue 100. It won't take us 6 years to get to 200, and that will take us to season 12. And I will still be ahead of the show at that point. And if the show is going strong at season 12, well, that would be about the most amazing thing ever. So we'll be all too busy celebrating to worry about anything. So that's true. See, 12 seasons of The Walking Dead, I personally could see it going on forever. But no, how long do you really think it's going to last? 10, 11, 12 more seasons? Who knows? Only time will tell. But also, here's another big thing. Over 6 seasons and 90 episodes of the show covered as much story ground as the comic did in 9 years over the course of 100 issues. So they're a little ahead of that timeline on there too, and they can slow things down and everything like that too. But to reach season 6 finale and Negan's introduction, though, the series jumped over a chunk of issues, the span of issues 75 to 100. It continues to make choices like that. It would catch up or pass the comics timeline in issue 200 or so. For their perspective, they're in issue 154. Here it is, issue 154. So the show's going to be the show. They're going to know what they're doing. But again, they'll always be ahead of it, so they're already at 54 issues in there. On there, and season 7 is going to be, March to War, All Out War, around the early 100s. So 54 issues is a long time. So, but either way, does it really matter? Not really. But I just think, how do you think it'll end? What do you think it'll end? And do you think the show will pass the comics? Post your comments below, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But basically, the comic is the comic, the show is the show, and that's where we go from there too. But I think the comics will still be going strong with that. Rick may die in the comics. Who knows? Someone's going to have to take over there too. There's this whole other realm going forward on that too. But The Walking Dead hopefully goes strong for many more seasons ahead. I would love it to be 12, 13, maybe 14 seasons. Who knows? But we'll see where it goes. Post your comments below, guys. And as always, thank you.